Hi, I'm testing my voice today, so instead of writing, I'm going to speak. I test my voice about once a year like this, so some of you may have had the misfortune to have to listen to it before. It's my King's Speech, as in the movie when the late King George VI has to make a speech in spite of his stammer to the Empire in the time of warfare. And in the film he's played by Colin Firth. But I'm played today by myself. And I'm testing my voice because when I had a brain hemorrhage 4 years ago, one of the pieces of brain damage that I've retained since that was a stammer, which of course I never had before. And because I'm just about to talk about it, I seem to start doing it. So every now and again I try to record something just to see for myself how awful or not I sound. When I do poetry reading, which I do a lot, I don't stammer. It may be something to do with the rhythm of the words or using written words, reading them out loud. But talking off the top of my head, which is where I usually talk from, I find that it's more difficult to be totally fluent. Anyway, this is what I'm doing this evening. This is last night when you see it tomorrow, and maybe you'll see what I mean. I've been to see my doctor today, talking about 4 years on from having a brain hemorrhage, and he thought I'd been doing rather well. But I have a few symptoms still, and he thinks that maybe now, 4 years in, I might have to live with them. So that would include what I suppose is technically called a speech prolongation, rather than a stutter that a lot of people tend to listen for if I say I've got a stammer. What happens is that a word won't come out of here. It's not one of those stuttery things where you keep having to say the consonants. It's something you often can't hear because nothing comes out. I've done this quite a lot, I think, in this recording. So that's the idea. So my doctor thinks that I shouldn't be too worried about it. In fact, I'm not worried about it at all. So there are other small symptoms I have, like I every now and again have a thing called an absence, which apparently is a minor symptom of something that could have been a fit, but it's not. So it's sort of vaguely related to epilepsy, but isn't epilepsy. And sometimes I find lights, flashing lights, strobing lights, or unpleasant halogen lights in supermarkets very difficult. And again, he says, my doctor this is, that that's not really going to get any better probably. So here I am, a brain-damaged poet, talking to you and getting used to the idea that words don't always come easy. So I might do it in a year's time again and see whether I've actually got more fluent. My speech therapist in the early days after the hemorrhage made me learn this piece. It's called Mummy Makes Marvellous Marmalade. Mummy makes marvellous marmalade. But I think I'm saying that like a poem. Anyway, I shall be writing again tomorrow. So thank you for listening.